Hey everybody, we're doing a field trip here, Kitchen Goat on the road. We're down here in Sims at H&R Produce. Now I've been pushing these guys for a while, but here's why. I got Terry and I got Tyler. I think I got it right, it's over here. But these guys are young guys. They got ag degrees from NC State. We won't hold that against them. But you look at this produce. This is where your produce actually comes from. We've got blueberries over here, and this is where the blueberries actually come from. They don't come from the store. But, well, that's good. Guys, why should we buy from you and not the big box store?
Well, when you buy from the big box store, you really don't know what you get. You don't know where it comes from. When you buy local like this, you know, it's like you can actually go see it grow. It makes a big difference. You don't have to worry about what kind of chemicals you put into it or anything like that. You can see it, literally.
Well, I mean, we got blueberries here. What do we got over here?
We've
We
got
can't
some
see that.
cabbage, and we've got some purple cabbage and some green pointy-headed cabbage. There's
But-
what's left over there out there now.
But see, we go to the farmer's market. You know, you guys are at the Nashville Farmers Market Fridays from 3 to 7.
That's right.
And Saturdays from 8 to 1 at the Rocky Mountain one on Peachtree Street. And literally, you've got everything that most folks need. You got ice cream. You got the best ice cream there is.
That's right. Simply natural.
Simply Natural out of Aiden. You got, and we're going to go there one of these days. We got lettuce. You got lettuce in your greenhouse. You got blueberries. We made blueberry cobbler.
That's right.
And you know what, Terry? The kids would love to have blueberry pancakes
Yeah,
all
yeah,
day
yeah,
long.
Yeah.
And you know, you got cabbage, you got squash, you got onions, you got all kinds of stuff. And you were just talking about the fall crops that you got to put in the next couple of weeks: kale, collards, and what else?
Have more cabbage as well.
And more cabbage.
Probably block broccoli as well.
And broccoli. So there's more broccoli cheese soup. Well, we're going to get back. We're going to take a tour through this. We're going to talk to these guys about how they got started, why they're in this, and where they're going. So we'll be right back. Yeah. All right, so here's another one of Tyler and Terry's fields. We got, what do we got behind here?
Well, all right, to start with over here, we've got all peas. There are two different types, purple hulls and Dixie leaf peas. And then we start with string beans here, and then butter beans are in the far side behind us.
So you got beans and peas.
Pretty much, yeah.
Eat your vegetables, kids. All right, so here's the big thing. You guys are young, in your 30s. I'm not as old, but why in the world are you in agriculture?
I guess probably one of my biggest reasons is a lot of people that influenced me when I was young were farmers. They were the people that I looked up to, and I would say Terry would probably say pretty close to the same thing. And it was something that's always interested me. My granddad was a farmer. That's what he did his whole life. And actually, the last person to farm our family farm was my dad. But it was just something that's always been an interest to me. I like seeing stuff start from nothing and go all the way to harvest with it. And it's enjoyable when you can pass that food along to someone and they actually they come back the next week and tell you how good it was and that it was so much different than what they generally get at the grocery store in the can or something like that.
An industrial, well, I don't know what the word is, an industrial agricultural product.
Yeah.
Where instead you got beans here, you got peas here.
Yeah.
You know, I always say fresher's better.
Yeah.
And Terry, where do you see North Carolina agriculture? Why is this important?
Well, you know how the housing market is right now. Housing market's booming, so
Right.
a lot of land is being lost to the housing market. People developing new subdivisions and things of that nature. And I mean, land is something we can't produce any more of. So the more we lose, I mean, it's just the less we're gonna have to grow what we need. It's pretty simple.
Oh wait, you mean we've got to have farmland to grow products in order to feed people?
That's right. That's right. Yep. It's one thing to have to live there, but you still got to eat.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight, guys. We need to worry about North Carolina agriculture because it feeds us.
That's right. That's right.
Do you hear that? North Carolina agriculture feeds us. It employs us. It gives us beautiful things to look at. I mean, look at this. It's green. It's beautiful. But, you know, that's the thing. And the other thing is, here's what you have to understand when you go to the farmer's market. And I ran into this problem when I was down at the farmer's market the other day. Somebody was like, you know, your prices are too high. Well, what's the... Explain that, because I'd rather go to a farmer's market and get it from you guys than go to the store.
Well, this year's been, the prices is as you even see at the grocery store. You can get a little basket of food at the grocery store for $100, it seems like. Everything has gone up this year, from the cost of fuel to whatever chemicals that we have to use, which we try to keep those very low. The fertilizer has gotten outrageous, but the fuel has gone up. The difference is, most of the time, just let's use squash for an example. If you're getting squash in April, it's coming from somewhere farther south, maybe South Georgia or Florida. By the time that squash gets here, it's at the end of its life. The reason that you might be paying a little less for it is because you've got a little bit lesser of a product. Now, it's great to have that during the time of year when we can't produce it. That's why a lot of people, especially your older people, will put stuff up. When it's fresh, they take it and they put it up, then they can say, this squash came from Tyler and Terry at H&R Produce, and they know where it came from, and they know they're getting a quality product. Like Terry stated earlier, if you have any questions, you can ask the farmer directly. Hey, what was put on this? When is the last time something has been put on this? Like I said, we try to keep our chemicals and stuff to a very minimum, and there's a lot of times we have to use hardly none. But that's why you've got a little bit of a cost difference sometimes, maybe from the grocery store to the farmer's market, because it's fresh and it's direct.
Right, and see, that's the thing. And when he said putting it up, he's talking about freezing it or canning it.
Canning, yep.
So I'm just translating for our folks that aren't from Nash County. And I do a lot of canning, and we're gonna can a bunch of green beans at some point, and I'll show these guys how to do it, because fresher is better.
It is. That's right.
And that's where, you know, we come in here. We're showing this. I mean, and this is the future of agriculture. When somebody's got that little sticker that says "Got to be NC," these guys are the ones that you need to think about. And when somebody sits there and says, "Well, it's cheaper at the grocery store or whatever," where's your tomato coming from? Is it coming from Sunburst Tomatoes here in Nash County? No, it's coming from California or somewhere else. And that's not to say anything bad about California. It's just saying, you know, support your local businesses, support your local agriculture wherever you're at. So with this, we'll show some more stuff, and I might even pick a bean or two. We'll be right back. All right, so we're going to test out some of his little product here. We got
some snap beans.
No. Oh, you hear that? That's a snap. So, boy, this is right out of here.
Perfect.
So, guys, what makes this so much different than if I go to the store?
Well, they're a lot crispier, as you can tell. And you can taste how sweet they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I like the most about them, is when you get them that fresh, they stay that way. They're going from harvest to table so quickly that they don't have time to change.
Right.
And that's the biggest deal. And they retain their flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fantastic. They're perfect this year. Even with as dry as it's being, they're they're perfect.
The longer they sit, the more flavor they lose. So if they've got to be shipped from California to here, by the time they get to here, then they've lost a lot of their integrity.
So you pick these at night, and they're out the door in the morning.
Yeah, we either pick them really, really early in the mornings, or most of the time when we machine harvest, it's always at night. We can pick until the dew falls.
Well, that seems pretty cool. All right, Tyler. why did you start selling directly to the consumer instead of selling it off to one of the big grocery stores?
Well, there was when we originally started, the first year we were growing, we didn't sell at farmers market. We were selling to some grocery stores and other places like that. We had talked to Maureen at Nash County Farmers Market and about coming out that next year, and she agreed to squeeze us in. It's kind of tough to get into that market. A lot of people want to get there, and that's the place, you know, that you want to be generally when they have that problem. So she agreed to squeeze us in, and we kind of bounced around a little bit the first year, and then we found a quick home next to Tim and Nancy Bass. They kind of have helped us through this deal and showed us the right way to do it. They were some of the founders of the Nash County Farmers Market, and so we started this because we wanted to be able to retail some of our product and meet some of the people that were actually consuming our product, and we've kind of stuck with it because of people like that. We've gotten to meet a lot of good people like you and like Tim and Nancy and Miss Sandra Manning and the bakers across from us. There's a lot of good people that have been doing this for a long time that kind of gave us encouragement to keep going, because they want to see something that they've worked hard for to establish to not end. There's not as many young people doing this anymore.
No.
As there used to be back in the day. So that was, I guess that was probably the reason that we started. And people like that is that we've gotten to meet throughout this whole process is what's kept us going throughout the whole deal.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. It's all about community. This is Nash County.
Yeah,
we make some really good friends.
We crossed over on Wilson County. I mean,
Not far.
but we're not
Not
far.
far.
But see, that's the thing. It's all about making connections, making friends, and working for a common goal. And the common goal, I think, is to eat better and to eat fresher and to eat from the source.
That's right.
It's like there's an old line to movie The Untouchables when they're talking about, you know, who can we trust? Well, you don't get an apple off the ground that could be rotten. You get it right off the tree. And what did we do today? We got it right off the plant. So, like I said, check out your farmers market. If you're not around here, come visit us. If you're not, you know, if you're up in Pennsylvania or wherever, check out your local farmers market. I probably went to high school with most of the folks that are working there. So do that. Be kind, be excellent to each other, and have a great day, and check these guys out.